Have you ever achieved something great but felt like a complete fraud? Like it was just luck, and any moment now someone will find out you're not as good as they think? That, my friend, is imposter syndrome, and it's more common than you think. But here's the twist. It's not a sign you're failing. It's a sign you're growing. Imposter syndrome is the persistent feeling that your success is undeserved, even when evidence proves otherwise. It's that nagging voice in your head saying, "You're not good enough." Psychologist Dr. Pauline Clance coined the term in the 1970s, and studies show up to 70% of people experience it at some point. Imagine you've just been promoted at work. Instead of celebrating, you're convinced it's a mistake. Or you've scored well in an exam and think, "That was pure luck." Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. Did you know Albert Einstein once said he felt like an involuntary swindler? Or that Maya Angelou, despite writing 11 books, said she often thought, "I've run a game on everybody, and they're going to find me out." Even Tom Hanks and Emma Watson have admitted to struggling with imposter syndrome. So if you're feeling this way, you're in great company. Imposter syndrome doesn't mean you're incompetent. It means you're aware of your imperfections, and that's actually a strength. Perfectionists often think if I'm not flawless, I'm a failure. But here's the truth. Perfection is impossible. Progress is what matters. We live in an age of social media, constantly comparing our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. Sometimes imposter syndrome is just fear dressed up as humility. We'd rather downplay our abilities than risk failing in front of others. Let me tell you about a friend of mine. She's an artist who was terrified to show her work because she thought it wasn't good enough. One day, she forced herself to submit a piece to a local gallery and it sold within hours. Her imposter syndrome didn't disappear, but she realized her fears were just stories she was telling herself. Recognize that imposter syndrome is normal. Just because you feel like a fraud doesn't mean you are one. Keep a success journal. Write down your achievements, no matter how small. When doubt creeps in, revisit it. Talk to a mentor, friend, or therapist. You'll likely discover they've felt the same way. Feeling like you don't know everything? Good. That means you're open to growth. What if the very thing you're doubting about yourself is the reason you're destined to succeed? Think of imposter syndrome like a smoke alarm. It's not there to tell you something's wrong. It's there to keep you alert. It pushes you to prepare, to learn, to improve. What if, instead of proving you're a fraud, imposter syndrome proves you're on the verge of something incredible? Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you're going to feel uncertain. That's not failure, it's transformation. So the next time you hear that voice saying you don't belong here, respond with this: I might not feel ready, but I'm here. And that's enough. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. So go out there and own your power.